Chinese Culture Center, I think what we're trying to do is to really inspire discovery through cross-cultural experiences. So for Lam Tung-pang's work, he traveled from Hong Kong, then come to New York first, and then started to put all his own discoveries in his studio apartment in a very private space. And then now he's moving that private space stuff into a public space. And it is something that I think, whether you're a tourist or a visitor or immigrant, it is somewhere in your life you're going to experience that. So I feel like these kind of things, as an artist, Lam Tung-pang is very good at articulating such idea, whether it is about curiosity or whether it's about exploration or the kind of insecurity with a new space. So I think that experience alone is probably something that can incite a lot of commonality from a lot of people.
And this I collect from the warehouse from San Francisco. I think you know, right? This is for the sale apartment, that kind of things. And yeah, so that's why I put it on it.
The idea of Curiosity Box actually came from two concepts. The first is the setting of the museum. The museum is, for me, is like a building or a space which they collect a lot of different things around the world to put in the context of museum and share with the public. But at the same time, I feel like institution or museum setting have some kind of distance between your life experience. So my other idea is, when I was in New York, I tried to set up in my apartment. I turned the space into my workshop. So I try to put up my things, and also I invite people to come to my Curiosity Box. It's more like a friendly or like a home setting where you cannot find the distance between art and life. It's merged together.
And I put a box, and intentionally I put this handle as well, so it's like you're traveling.
Curiosity Box is like a suitcase. It travels with you. You try to put something when you travel, and you put something in your suitcase, and then you open the suitcase to someone to look around, and what you put sometimes is maybe related to the city, but most important for me, it also has some kind of a meaning to your life, or just in general, for me, maybe as a human, how you deal with the situation. I think the concept about the situation of human is always in my art. It's just like in Curiosity Box, I change the medium sometimes. Like scale model or like the toys, for me it's more like relate to your daily experience. When I get into playing with these toys, even like I feel like I become playful. So I start to play around. I mean, when I do the art, I would say I'm start to play around with all those things. Play around the objects I found, play around the image I found. To be playful is just a kind of attitude. And this is how all those work to be created, I think. I don't really separate my art and my life. So whenever I walk around, when I see something, I just take it. I do something on top of it. When I'm in San Francisco here, when I sleep in the Curiosity Box, I walk around the Chinatown, and there's a lot of souvenir shop. I bought one music box, and then I search on the internet about San Francisco, and I get to know there's one very popular song about San Francisco. And I collect one item, ceramic from Chinese Culture Center, which is about a lady playing pipa. And then I put them all together as a kind of a collective memory about San Francisco. So, I mean, somehow it's like I collect different things from different period of time, or even from different cultures here. and put them together. This is my first trip in US, and at the very beginning I think the country or the location is important. But then right after I've been spent like 3.5 months, it's like you spend most of the time by yourself. I think that kind of alone and loneliness is more important than which or where you are. When I keep a distance with everything, then I have a lot of ideas come out. So that's how I work. I like to be like in the financial center and in the early morning and sit in a cafe and just have a coffee and looking at all those people, like they pass by and they're very busy to go to work. Yeah, actually I should feel guilty about that, but anyway I don't. So I just enjoying to see the people rushing and busy. And I try to I keep distance from all those things, but at the same time I'm looking at them. So I always create this kind of situation for myself. Curiosity Box in San Francisco, at the very beginning it's just an idea about putting some work that I shipped from Hong Kong. I never planned to have a free gallery space exhibition. But when I came over to New York, I just started making things, and I start to talk with Abby, and it seems like I start to create a lot of things that I never expect.
The idea started with a preview of his previous work. I wasn't expecting he's gonna create new work, and even when I was seeing the work started to emerge in New York, I was not expecting it's gonna be a full-blown show. So every step of the way is developing. And we never had a fixed plan, but this is a good part of being in an alternative space, being an institution that you don't need to kind of plan 3 years ahead and every schedule is fixated. So in this case, you really enjoy that flexibility.
So we are really, really happy to have this opportunity to sponsor Lam Tung-pang's exhibition in San Francisco, which we know is his first exhibition in the US, and also, if I'm not mistaken, is the first exhibition in San Francisco that is devoted to a single artist from Hong Kong.
And to be really honest, I'm really, really happy to work in the Chinese Culture Center because it's really my first time. I have no proposal and no idea what I'm going to do. But I get a trust from Abby and all those board members and all those staff from the Chinese Culture Foundation.
Just having this show is a success in the fact that it happened, because it won't be able to happen in another arena. So it's not about how many people that we're able to bring in, but that this kind of experiment actually did happen. And I think in that terms, it was a success in that way.
I just try to merge the art and life together, because for me, what important probably is not searching for the style of art. For me, it's the most important is searching for the style of life.
CCC innovated on its approach to doing shows, moving from a traditional gallery show to integrating ideas about placemaking. As such, a show like this is really about the creative place for the artist to pursue the different ideas. I believe the approach that the Culture Center is taking at this point is to actually engage the viewer in the artist's process and actually have the artist process is shared. It's a shared process, which is actually true anyway. It's just brought into real time.
next plan? My next plan is to carry the curiosity box with me and keep traveling. And yeah, that's it.